Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to put a nice white base coat down here on the front of this stone because it's going to darken quite a lot when I seal it, which I don't want it to drab down all the colors I'm going to be using, because today we're going to create the cutest little caterpillar. I was a bit worried about it while I was painting it, but I think it turned out okay. So I started off with a couple coats of white, then I sponged on with a big sponge some yellow, some moon yellow, just to brighten our background. That's what we're going to work with today. If you don't like yellow for the background, that's totally fine. You can choose blue, you can choose purple, you can choose pink, you can choose whatever color you want. Also for the caterpillar, whatever color you want. And we're going to be adding a couple of little friendly mushrooms, just to take up some space on the other side, just to add something, with the caterpillar. So I'm going to try and do this easy. There's some spots that I forgot to hit record and you missed it, but I will explain it the best I can. It happens. I'm not perfect. So I've sponged on a little green head. I've used a dark green because I'm going to lighten it in certain spots to give the face some detail. Then I'm using magenta and orange. So basically green, dark pink, and bright orange for the caterpillar. You don't have to choose those colors. You can do red, white, and blue. You can make him an Independence Day caterpillar, or you can do it just red and white for Canada Day coming up as well. It's totally up to you. I don't really have anything planned for the statutory holidays for here in Canada. I'll probably be painting. Also stay tuned because I have a little bit of news to share with you at the end, and I don't want anyone to get worried. I'm not going anywhere, but things are changing, and hopefully for the better. So I will let you know what's going on, what I'm working on right now, and I'll let you know. Stay tuned. Also, I will be putting this stone, because it's now in the future and it's already been sealed and it's ready to go, into my shop. So this is going to be going into my shop, as well as a couple of other beauties that I will show you at the end of this video. And if you get there quickly, once I post it on Facebook, I can also post it on my YouTube channel in the community section that I'm posting rocks in my shop, so that you know to run there and grab them as quickly as possible, because they go quickly. Now I'm going to do little paws, because caterpillars have lots of little feet. So I'm going to do like little brown paws. This is going to be a fuzzy caterpillar. Right now we're just sponging. I'm just using blending brushes and sponges to make his little body parts. And I'm giving him some little brown feet. We're going to go back to those later, but right now we have to kind of do everything else before we make the caterpillar hairy and fuzzy. So I'm going to do everything else first, and I'm going to get the colors right first. So I'm going to do a couple of coats of each color to make sure that I can't see through it to the yellow background. Make sure it's nice and solid, and then I'm going to get out more paint, and we're going to do some hairs all over it, just like we've done in some previous videos that I've done recently. We've used my fine lining brush to give the bumblebee some hair. We've also done it around the eyes of our grumpy owl, Mr. Grumps. So I hope you've had a little bit of practice so that this part is a little bit easier for you. So right now I'm just concentrating on getting his body parts right. I want him to be kind of standing up. He's going to have two more little, I'm going to call them paws, because he's fuzzy and hairy like a cat. So he's going to have paws, if that's okay with you. I'm going to put two more paws up on the pink part that's underneath his head, and try really hard to avoid them looking like different body parts, hopefully. But we'll see. You can let me know. Now I am going to outline it with really dark green, so thicket green, And if you're worried about the exact paint colors that I'm using, they will be listed in the description of the video as always. And if I forget to, please send me a comment and be like, Rachel, you forgot. Now I'm using a dark berry wine to outline the pink area, because we're going to be using magenta and berry wine for that. And I'm going to be using, oh dear, what's the name of it? It's the name of a flower. Hang on. We're using bright orange and begonia. So it's like a dark orange and a light orange, and it's just to give it some shading and some texture, I guess. I'm going to be using a lime green on his face and the other green portions. Yeah, just to kind of make it the way I want it to look, how it's envisioned in my mind. It probably is going to be cute, because I think I've never done a caterpillar before, so this is all new to me, and it's kind of fun. And I like doing little fuzzy creatures, little garden creatures. And hopefully you enjoy this as well, because he's going to turn out super cute. Okay, so I'm using the berry wine to kind of go underneath and the outside edges of the pink area, and then going in with magenta to lighten it up a little bit. And it's thicket green around the outside, and then I'm going to lighten it up with lime green and a little bit of classic green. But right now it's definitely not light enough for me. I want him to be bright and fuzzy and cute, and hopefully he turns out that way. So I'm going to lighten the face, like I said, with lime green. You're going to see that change a little bit now. I'm getting out my little finger sponges. These are really good to have if you're painting with me, having little handy dandy finger sponges. And if you're worried about them not being able to be used after, you just got to throw them in a bottle of water. Like if you have a empty bottle of water, fill it up halfway or so. Keep the lid so that you can just pop your finger sponges in there so that the paint doesn't dry on them, and then they won't harden, and then they will still be good to use multiple times throughout the years. So you just throw them in a bottle of water, and then I just throw a little bit of dish soap in there, shake them up and rinse them out, dump them out of the bottle, and they're clean and dry and ready for the next time I want to use them. So just keep a half empty bottle of water sitting at your desk with you, just for your sponges to go in. Don't drink it. Most of the paint that I'm using is non-toxic, but I don't know what you're using. Don't drink it. Just to be safe. So now I'm outlining in the darker color, so thicket green, berry wine around this part here, and the begonia around the orange parts. Just trying to make it darker on the outside than it is on the inside. And that's just the vision that I had. Now I'm outlining the feet. I'm also going to outline all these little bits and pieces with black. And here his little paws, because he's kind of standing up because he's feeling a little short next to the mushrooms that we're going to put on here. So he wanted to stand tall for the photo, for the painting, because he likes to be painted. Yeah, I think his paws are cute. I like them brown. That makes me happy. He's also going to have some antennae. Hang on. Let me figure this out. Antennae. It says it's antennae. I swear. Let me turn this up so that you can hear it. That doesn't even sound right to me. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. 1 second. Antennae. Antennae. Okay, so we're going to put on some little brown antennae or tentacles after. Those are going to be afterwards, right before we turn him into a hairy little beast. So I'm penciling on some mushrooms. They're going to be fairly simple, and some of the parts you're going to miss seeing me do, unfortunately, because I wasn't paying attention to what my camera was doing, and I just happened to forget to hit the record button. So you also might hear a fan going right now. It's because it's extremely hot here in Ontario, Canada. And I live in northern Ontario, but we have a major heat warning, and luckily I was able to purchase an air conditioner because the last 2 summers my son and I have been melting pretty much all summer. And we really needed it. So thank goodness I was able to get that for us this year. I am doing simple mushrooms. You're not going to see me do the gills underneath, but they're very simple. And I will try and slow it down a little bit so you can see what I've done. But yeah, little parts that you miss, I will try and help you. And if I missed anything, please leave me a comment. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm using berry wine, again, that same dark wine color, to start off the mushrooms. And then I'm going to go into a bright apple red. I was going to use cardinal, but I decided to use apple red. I really wanted it to be super bright for the inside of the mushrooms. The outside, I'm going to keep it dark, just like I did with the body parts on our caterpillar. So I'm using a blending brush because I don't have smaller sponges at the moment. So I'm just using a bigger blending brush and blending in that bright red and trying to make it like a nice smooth transition from the darker wine color to the bright red. So there's a nice look to it. Kind of looks like a juicy, like delicious mushroom. You know what I mean? Might not want to eat them, but it looks juicy and plump. So I am looking for a job, and I've had an interview, or part of an interview. I'm waiting about a second one, because it is impossible for me to continue painting and not earning enough for us to survive. So I am going to continue as much as possible painting and keeping up with you guys. I promise that is my goal. That's my main goal. I've worked too hard for this the last 10 years, too hard for the last 7 or 8 on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not going to give this up, and I don't want to give up on you guys. I know you rely on this for your own reasons. Okay, don't get worried. He looks kind of scary. I even sent it to my son, and he's like, oh, he looks like an alien. I wanted to make sure he did not stay looking like an alien. Okay, so we're going to work on this. Don't get scared. I put a nice white base coat under where the mushrooms are, but we're going to be using a little bit of dove gray, and we're going to be darkening certain areas of the mushroom, but I'm going to outline it first with black and make sure all the parts are separated. The gills are going to be very fine black lines. You'll see those just magically appear, unfortunately. But they're like little eyelashes under there. You can just do what you want. You can pause this so you can see what mine look like. That way you can do it that way, or however you feel comfortable. I'm also going to be adding like grass and dotted flowers. You might not see some of that as well. I apologize. I will explain the best I can. I think I just completely either deleted a whole section of my video, or I forgot to hit the record button, and then I was like, oh no. So if you see something dramatically change, it's because I completely forgot, and I'm not good at the whole editing process. It's taken me years to still fail at it sometimes. We're allowed to do that. So I'm making sure the mushrooms are bright red. I am waiting for a second interview, and if I get it, it is a part-time job, so I'm still going to be able to work on my rocks. So still, I will be posting hopefully once a week on YouTube, as well as posting some shorts and some stuff in my shop. This is really honestly, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have much of a social life, and Jackson's 11. He doesn't really need watching and babysitting all the time. So I will be able to rock paint, and I'll be able to rock it with you guys still. So don't get worried. I'm still going to be here. But if you see a little bit less of me at first, it's probably because I'm in training or I'm working extra hours for whatever reason. But I will be back. You guys are not going to, we're not going anywhere. All of us, we're not going anywhere. So don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, because I'm really trying very, very hard to get to 100,000. I'm just shading along the stems of the mushroom and the underneath, making it just a little bit darker with that dove gray, and then making sure that anywhere I sponged over, I have to fix it and reline it. If you go outside of the lines, you can always fix it. Just wait till that paint that you need removed, wait for it to dry, and then go over it with the yellow or white. If it's a dark color, you're going to want to prime it with white again and start over that area. But sponges are good for blending everything together nicely. So as you can see, there's some grass and there's gills. I'm sorry. Oh, you get to see me do the dotted flowers, so that's good. They're just longer pieces of grass, and then I'm putting 4 like light lavender dots, just 4 of them, 1 on the top, bottom, left, right, and then on the inside we're going to just do 1 dot for the center. You choose the color you want. I'm using orange. And they're just simple flowers. The grass is dark green and light green, and they're just little flicks of the fine lining brush. And then on my mushrooms, the red paint is still a little bit sticky. So I want to put some, I'm going to sugar these babies. I'm going to put just a little bit of glitter, like the chrome powder that you can get for nails and stuff that you always see me use. I'm just rubbing a little bit of that onto the sticky paint with my finger. So now there's like a little glare to them, a little glimmer. And then I used a little sponge or a little blending brush to put random dots that aren't even perfect dots. Look at them. They're a little messy, and that's okay. That's all right. I did give him his little ears. I'm going to call them ears, his antennae. I gave them to him first. I wanted to get everything else done before I tried it. There you go. Before I tried it to make him fuzzy. I wanted to get everything else the way I wanted it first. Still, his eyes, I did like dark green around the top of his eye and brought it down. We're going to go back to that. He still looks like an alien, but right now we're using the dark green to make him kind of fuzzy. And I don't like what I did right there between his eyes, so you're going to see that kind of disappear, because I was like, no, this isn't what I'm seeing in my head. I have to remove this. This isn't good. So I did mess with it for a little while, but I wasn't happy about it. So you can use the light green and the dark green to kind of give him some hairs. I'm basically just making him fuzzy on the outside of the shape of his face. So I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of his body, just focus mainly on the outsides of the part of him. I wish I could come up with proper terms and words. Not happening. So yeah, you can see that I've messed with between his eyes a few times, and I'm just like, no, it's not what I want it to look like at all. But I work on it, and then I'm happy. I'm sponging this out again to make it look smooth and less messy. I'm going to lighten up his nose just a little bit so you can see like his nose better. And his cheeks, I'm going to lighten them up just a little bit more, just to kind of make it seem like his nose and cheeks are kind of out further, and make his chin a little bit lighter. And then we're going to leave that smooth right there. We're not going to make it all fuzzy. We're just going to leave it before it looks worse and worse. That's the best bet. Is it hot where you guys are right now? I'm sorry. Are you melting? I'm sorry. I had someone deliver groceries for me, like an Uber service, because I needed to get a couple of things. and I was not walking to the grocery store today in this horrible heat. So I got it delivered, and the brick of cheese that I got was like melting just from sitting out on the porch for a minute or two. So yeah, it's warm. You could probably cook eggs out there on the concrete. And it's normally, I live where the Eskimos are. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. Whenever everybody thinks I live in northern Canada, like northern Ontario, they think that we have snow dogs and igloos and stuff like that. It's really not like that. It's very, very warm. We get very, very warm summers and very, very cold winters, but we get all the seasons. We get fall, we get spring, we get all the flowers. It's awesome. But we have really bad winters here. Very, very bad. So I'm using the brighter orange to do a lot of the hairs. Don't forget to go over, make sure you got the hairs at the bottom of your little body parts. So each portion, it's got like little fuzzies at the bottom of it. And I'm just doing that around the whole thing. Everything's getting fuzzified. And I really hope his eyes start to look better soon. Luckily, yesterday we had horrible weather. It was very muggy. There was a heat advisory yesterday as well. But today the sun's out a bit more. It's still brutal. Brutal. It's not bearable for anyone. I don't know how Landon, my oldest son, I don't know how he's working outside in this right now. It's horrible. And he's not even allowed to wear shorts at work. He has to wear pants because of what he's doing. So I feel really bad for Landon right now. And I'm sure everyone else is just as warm. I've heard a lot of people on YouTube complaining about the heat. I hear you. I stand with you. I know how you feel. So he's definitely fuzzy. I think he's kind of looking pretty cute. Now you're going to see this magically appear. He's going to have little gold lines, like a gold ring underneath, half circle under his eye, and white reflection dots. And I accidentally didn't record that. So I'm slowing it down a little bit so you can see the little gold like half moon there under his eyes, and then the white reflection dots. It's that easy, and it brought him to life. So I'm going to seal him with resin, and I'm going to show you some stuff that I've got going into my shop today along with this cutie, and then you'll see him all shiny and new. 1 second. Well, here's some royal mandalas. I have made so many of these beautiful stones. I always do them in sets of 3. Each one is unique and different and colorful and bright and smooth and shiny and gold, and you know. So I have a bunch of these going into my Etsy shop today. Each one's unique as well. So if you're interested in some color, these are fantastic. Also, I love making dotted mandalas when I'm feeling stressed because it's like therapy for me. So I created one that I really like, and I've added some Swarovski crystals and dots and chrome for this yin yang. It's absolutely beautiful, color shifting and shiny. But the star of the show, that would be this little guy. Oh, he's so bright and fuzzy and cute and shiny. I love it. I really did enjoy making this one. I think it really turned out close to the way I wanted it to. Lots of color. He's happy. He's fuzzy. He's cute. It's very, very eye-catching, and I think it's going to make someone very, very happy. I had a great time painting with you guys again today. I will see you again very, very soon. Hello, Beckett. It's been a while since I've said hello. I hope you're doing well. Please give me your ideas. I need them now more than ever because my mind is going to be boggled with other things at the same time. So give me your ideas in the comments, and I will do my best to create beautiful things for you. Keep painting. Bye.